Marty, as we head into the weekend, two big fixtures coming up. In your opinion, some would look and say that QPR are safe now. How do you ensure that motivation remains for you, more so for your squad?
Well, first of all, if we're in a good position, as I said after the last game, but definitely mathematically it's not done. So I always say that until the job is not done, we need to keep pushing no matter what. In any case, I always say that I don't look at the table so often during the season, but I do on the last 5 games. And now we're in a position where I'm very aware about what is the situation, but the most important for me is to finish in a good way. And we are coming now from I would say a strong week with strong 3 results, especially the last 2, I would say. And the target is to try to finish with as many points as we can. So we reach this first step that I've been talking during months about it, the 50 points that usually mean safety. Reality is that it's not 100% done, but looking good, we want more.
In terms of last week, how pleased were you with the way your squad handled the pressure of the week?
I think the guys did really well because it was the first game against Cardiff. We knew about the difference in the table, the points in between both teams, and the guys responded really well. Perhaps not the best performance of the season, far from it, but at the same time I don't think it was a brilliant football game for any of both teams, because it takes a toll in the performance as well, the emotions, the nerves, the pressure of these kind of games. But I think the team responded really high level against Oxford, playing away against a team that definitely as well needed the points. The way we started the game, the way we perform, I would say, not only the first half, but until we conceded the goal in a very unfortunate situation where everything happened. Samfield got this concussion on the landing. He was struggling a bit with the ankle. The medical team did a good job assessing him, and the player was himself ready to jump in, but because he was dizzy, he just left without telling us. And then immediately we conceded the goal when we were with 10. Unfortunately, perhaps we should have coped better in this situation, this minute and a half that we were with 10 men. Perhaps we should have done better to make sure that we were not conceding any chance and be able to make the substitutions. But that's part of the game. And then it's true that those minutes after they scored the goal were a bit more nervy, as it was. But then it was very important, the response, the third goal, the way we compete until the last second of the game was brilliant. So I think that all these emotions, the capacity to get these 4 points in these 2 games were important to keep building, and the way we started the game against Bristol was brilliant.
In terms of that start against Bristol City, do you feel that's the squad showing its true potential that lies within it?
I think it shows what we want to do, what is our desired way of playing. Then football is a game of opposition, and there is an opponent that prepares well, that has good coaches, that has as well good players, and that's why I always say the same to the guys, that it's no one in the world, not even the best clubs in the world, can dominate for 95 minutes. There is always minutes, there is always moments in a game where you will struggle a bit, where you need to just make sure that you stay together, that you grind it out, and that's part of a football game. So perhaps the pity on this game against Bristol was that we were playing really well, and in the first chance they got, they score a goal. So that emotionally as well sometimes is a bit disappointing, and we just need to keep going. But I said many times, there is a lot of young players in this squad. There is a lot of players that still have not reached the highest potential, because it's natural part of their careers, natural part of where they are as a player. And then as well, we had a lot of adversity in terms of injuries. So the continuity, those relations, those small relations that you build in the pitch together, has not been easy to build during the season. But as I said, credit to the guys, because they have been showing those moments. And what we need is this consistency to make sure that we play at this level for more minutes.
Turning to Preston on Friday, a glance at the table will tell you they've had perhaps a challenging season, but in terms of how they've been at Deepdale at home, they've been very, very strong. They've not lost there in the league since November. How do you prepare for Preston?
I think that everybody that knows Championship knows about Preston at home, and they are this physical team that is very good on set pieces, that will be direct, that will play in a style of football that if you are not very focused, very concentrated, it's easy for them to punish the position and to create chances and to score. So they've been involved until late stages on the cup as well. So that perhaps was as well part of the last months as well in terms of them playing some more games. But reality is that it's always a difficult game to play there, and we need to be prepared for the kind of game that will be quite different than what we play, for instance, against Bristol.
And in terms of team news, you've had the challenges that have been spoken about. Are there any players that are close to a return?
Well, we had the good news of Elias Chair. Definitely this week he has been training with the group at high level, showing big energy, and he's getting closer and closer. We're going to do some tests tomorrow with Ken Pal. So despite he got his hamstring injury, it was a small one, and we're going to take a decision tomorrow together with him, because we know that it's not only about the game against Preston, but as well 3 days after we play against Swansea. So it's definitely positive news that both of them are feeling as good.
And just finally, be remiss of me not to ask you about Jonathan Varane as he sat in here listening to you. What have you made of his debut season in English football?
He's doing well. Probably better than his clothes style and so on. But definitely, he's a player that is growing, and he will keep growing because he's a fantastic boy that wants to keep pushing. And probably one day we'll be sitting in this chair being a good manager as well.
Best of luck to you both on Friday.
Thank you.